Good afternoon. Quick market review video. Gonna try and keep this one short. I seem to always run over on them, but there's not actually a lot to talk about here, and everything should be fairly straight to the point in what we've seen the past couple of days and what to expect for the next couple of weeks. Just overall my thoughts on the market, and despite there being a 90-day pause on tariffs, what is the bigger picture, right? What happens after the pause, right? We're still waiting to hear back from what China said. There's lots of things still going on in the market. Yesterday the move was completely normal. It's not abnormal to see something like that. It's been months of a downtrend now where price has pretty much been capped since January. Since the inauguration we've been capped, and we've really been lacking any sign of positive news. And for once we did see some positive news come out, and the market obviously reacted really well from that. Stocks reacted really well from that, even better than BTC actually. I think the S&P 500 bounced 2% more than BTC, which is pretty mental. That is, the S&P 500 is whipsawing at the moment like a shitcoin. We've never seen swings like this really in my time in the markets, and I think for a lot of people's time in the markets, we've never seen swings like that from the S&P 500. But the market's still clinging on to some side of the macro outlook of things. BTC as well. I personally do not think the bottom is in on BTC. I do not think the low is in for many reasons. Basically, these two lows here, they don't look like a nice bottom personally. A lot of the time you want to see a sell tail in market profile, and personally these equal lows will get backfilled at some point, whether that's from here or whether we go up and down first, we'll discuss shortly. But I don't think the lows are in. I have spot bids towards 72k still, with an invalidation under 66k. This has pretty much been my plan for the past couple of months now, and I've been waiting to get backfilled on these spot bids. Should tie in nicely with a bottom on S&P 500 into sort of like the 5100 to 5200 region, if the S&P can bottom into here, and then maybe BTC, we can see that final sweep in to fill my spot bids and bounce. But we are just going to be pegged to stocks right now, and until something really significant changes across the whole macro side of things, I do believe the market is going to be very sensitive to any outcome, especially anything Trump is doing. It's going to be a difficult market to become an investor in still, and I think if you continue to day trade, you'll be far better off in these conditions. So from a sort of like higher time frame perspective, I sort of just discussed that I expect these lows to get swept. Overall, we need to keep an eye on the developing yearly value area low. This is a place that BTC has struggled to get back above for months and weeks on end now, and just front run it slightly, which was actually my area. I was looking for a short last night, unfortunately, but it's still in play as long as we don't break down to like sort of like new lows. I mean, to be fair, even if we did break down to new lows and bounce and retest that developing yearly value area low, we could still look for shorts into here, right? Because the trend is still there. So for now, I think continue to look at the developing yearly value area low and how this is trading and how BTC trades about it. If BTC can break and accept above the developing yearly value area low, then this is a very good sign. Good chance that we trade towards the developing yearly VWAP and then the developing yearly value area high. Along with that, you would want to see a flip of the 86k region, which is the 2025 Q1 value area low, right? Matches up with, since we moved into Q2, obviously we formed a new band. The 2024 Q4 VWAP, and then also the 2025 Q1 value area low. So that's at 86k. So for a big trend reversal, you want to see a break above 84k, above the developing yearly value area low, right? This is subject to change. Like this, as price action develops, this could change, and this could eventually be down here, right? If we continue to trade down. then maybe if you flip 81 500, then that's the trigger, right? Just overall developing yearly value area low, keep an eye on this area. And then also the 86k region is that 2025 Q1 value area low. If we can flip back above here, then we probably trade into like 2025 Q1 VWAP and above, right? Just as I sort of said, similarities to that developing yearly VWAP. But for now, you know, this looks pretty rough. Rejection off the prior monthly val. You know, again, that was a pretty nice place for BTC to hold last month, and now we're rejecting off of it. It's a difficult spot here as a whole. We are moving into an area where I am looking for a potential bounce back towards 84k, which I'll discuss now. You know, I'm working my way through the lower time frames. For those of you that aren't that interested in VWAPs, then you can just look at simple price action from here and analyze the market from here. I'm pretty sure from a bullish standpoint and like a breakout standpoint, it should be and likely will be as simple as watching for a flip above 86k, watching for this break of the meme line to get broken, flip 86k, and this probably legs up, pretty similar to, you know, all of our breakouts we've seen from BTC over the past sort of like 2 years. Simple breakout, right? Simple breakout, SR flip, legs up, right? And then again down here, simple breakout, sort of an SR flip, leg, and sort of like legs up, and then again here, flips SR, starts to leg up, right? It should be as simple as just watching for a breakout on BTC above 86k, and until then, I'm still looking for fresh lows under this low and into low 70s. I still believe there's a good chance of sweeping under this low into 74 unless we can flip that 86k region. So looking at my plan from here, this low 80k place is somewhere I'm looking for triggers for a long. As of right now, we are seeing a decent amount of shorts start to pile into here. Quite a lot of shorts actually. I'm going to keep an eye on this. If we start to position these shorts offside, then I'm going to look at longing for sure back towards the composite value area high at 80. It's at 83,675, 83,675. So the composite value area high is up here. If BTC can flip back above here and position these shorts offside, then we can look at a long towards the composite value area high. But if we cannot hold this composite value area low, then we're going to be looking at a move back down towards 77, in my opinion, and probably backfilling this whole single print from the move up yesterday. So from here, this is a pretty important place to hold. If we can do something like this and get a trap under here, I'm looking for longs towards 84k. Until then, I'm not pushing the green button. It's kind of my only long that I'm looking at right now. It's 80 into this 84.27 level. If we can trap under here, then we're going to go back towards 84k in my opinion, but no reaction, then no long for me. It's as simple as that. You can see here, and looking at shorts towards the 84k region, we're back in this composite from way back at the start of March here that we've respected pretty well on BTC. And if we were to break back inside here and deviate, I think this is going to be a good sign of a failed auction, and from there we can probably project towards 74k. So that's pretty much it for the market review. Continue to look at day trading for now. Start to look at long-term spot under 72k towards 72k, and if we get a flip above 86 on the higher time frame, it should be as simple as long in that breakout. Trump's a bit of a hothead at the moment, so just be careful out there with what you're buying. It's a risky game in the market, and you know, I'm not completely up to date with the macro side of things, but you know what we need to think about is what happens at the end of the 90-day tariffs. And clearly, you know, the market yesterday liked the tariff news, but since open and since close last night, you know, it's like people are already risking off again. That's it for this week's market review. You can check out the socials in the link below. Good times are coming. I think we're close now. It's just a matter of timing this bottom correctly, and something I've been waiting for a while now. See you guys next week.